it is time to hide the elf, and I'm going to make it extra hard this morning. He's hiding behind the curtain in the fireplace, but if they stand at a certain place in the room, they can see him very well. So it was pretty hard for them though. Breakfast, I'm having some regular oats and some blueberries and blueberry compote, little maple syrup, pumpkin seeds, eggs and egg whites. And then I did some walking, and then this afternoon we stopped for a burrito, and then we came home. Honey made me a coffee, and we had a few of the butter cookies. I made a fruit plate for dinner. These are the red kiwis, so the middle of them is red. They're actually pretty good. I got them at Sam's. And then I had an egg, a piece of avocado, and a piece of bacon for dinner. Hi guys. All right. So this day kind of got away from us. We had it had a lot to do, but it wasn't stuff that we were at church a lot this morning. And then we went out for lunch. We were actually going to go to IKEA because I need another bookshelf for my cookbooks because I have a lot of them. Okay, and so we decided we couldn't get there in enough time and get back and get our youngest to his choir practice in time. So we ended up having to grab some burritos and then take him to choir practice. And I know I talked about eating at home more, and I'm hoping this week it's going to go like that. But this weekend it was just really hard to get it like that. Anyway, and then we saw his choir performance, which was really sweet. It was really cute. Yeah, it was really nice. But anyway, we have another, not Honey's got work tomorrow, but the kids and I have another Christmas party, 12 to 2 tomorrow. And that's the chess club, and they're going to have a Christmas party. So we'll be off of chess for a while till next year. And so we're bringing cheese and crackers, and there's going to be a lot of treats, so we'll see how it goes. But we were talking about some diet stuff in just a minute. I want to get to that. But somebody had asked the other day when I made a video about our most embarrassing moment. The second one. And I think it was Running Dawn had said, did you guys stay at the church, or did you go to another church? Did you leave after that embarrassing incident with the towels? If you haven't seen that one, look at the video, our most embarrassing moment as a couple. And that's what it's talking about. We actually did stay there because we didn't do anything wrong on purpose. It was just all a terrible mistake. So we didn't feel bad. And we really did love the people that were there. I mean, they're just real special to us. And I guess when you love people, the Bible says, love covers a multitude of sins. So even if somebody offends you, if you love them, you let them get away with it.
We forgave them.
But yeah, we forgave them, right? But anyway, yeah, we stayed there. And actually nobody ever brought it up again. I think we all kind of forgot about it. It was just an odd thing that happened. Yeah. Honey reminded me, in fact, I'm just thinking about it right now, because he told me that wasn't the embarrassing moment he was thinking about. And I think as a guy, guys have a different view of that than a girl does. And so later I asked him, do you mind if I talk to them about it?
I've already forgot.
And he reminded me of what he thought our embarrassing moment was. And I thought that was really funny. Now, okay, I don't remember the year it happened, but we were married and he was home on leave. I think he was...
Oh, you sure you want to tell him this one?
I thought you said to tell him. We don't have to. It's hilarious. Okay. Should I just stop?
No, clean it up a bit. It'll be all right.
Well, of course. I'm not going to tell him all the gory details.
Gory.
So he was home on leave, right? We were just married. He was in the Air Force. I needed to get a military ID in order to travel with him overseas. And so we had to, how far what is
I don't know, it
Edwards
was
from our
probably
house?
4 hours.
About 4 hours in the desert.
Yeah.
So we had to travel out there, and this was the only day that we could do it. And so we did. Took a long time. We made it in just under the wire before they closed, got the ID and everything. And then, now, mind you, we are going to be separated. We haven't seen each other in a long time.
I'm heading out to Spain.
Since our honeymoon. Yeah, exactly. So the clock is ticking. And so before we go home, we're out, mind you, in the desert. Where is Edwards Air Force Base? It's like Mojave, right?
Yeah, it's my Mojave.
In
Yeah,
Mojave
we stopped
Desert.
in Mojave
Right.
to get gas.
Yeah. And so we
And a
parked.
soda.
We had one of those parking up at Inspiration Point moments, right? So only it was in an alley behind a...
It wasn't a real alley.
Well,
It was an
kind of. It was like a
alley.
big building complex. And
It was off the main road.
we decided to, I don't know, I guess just,
Well, I was in uniform.
enjoy the moonlight,
and
I guess. You weren't in uniform.
Yeah, to go to do the
You're
ID
still in
thing. I was in
uniform?
uniform, so I wanted to change it into my jeans and
Okay.
t-shirt.
So we thought we were completely alone, and I think
We were.
I thought we were for a
We
while.
were.
Honestly, I never thought about this, but they probably had some cameras since it was a building area, right? Anyway, okay, I'm not going to go into the details, but let's just say we really thought we were completely alone. And then this cop on a motorcycle drives in behind us, and he's like close enough to make us extremely embarrassed,
We were aware of his presence.
but yeah, far enough to stop and take out his lunchbox and start eating.
He's eating a sandwich.
Yes,
sitting on his bike.
yes. Now we're both in the back seat, right? We're both in the back seat. We were just spending some time. And we're like, there's a cop there. Oh my goodness, what are we going to do? We got to get into the front seat. We got to leave. We got to drive before he comes over here and starts bothering us. I don't want to go. I mean, oh my goodness, right? We're so embarrassed. So then we end up sitting. We're both just sitting in the back seat.
Discussing
Just
our options.
Sitting. And just imagine, you had two people just sitting in a back seat somewhere and talking, you know? So we noticed, you know, one of us would like kind of like look back and see him and turn around like, what's he doing? What's he doing now?
Eating a sandwich.
And smiling and
Did have a
looking
smirk.
at us and smiling. He was getting the biggest kick out of making us so nervous. And then I think we decided that, did you hop over?
I hopped over.
He hopped over
She
the...
ducked.
I just
Like she
just
was never there.
Start the car and drive away. I'm just gonna lay down here in the back, and maybe he won't even think I was here. And we did. He let us go.
Let us
right?
go.
Yeah.
I'm sure he was just taking a break. If we were still there when he was done with his
I'm
sandwich.
sure he thought that was the most hilarious thing
Yeah.
ever. I mean, it was just
It is funny.
It was like it was a Jerry Lewis moment, but anyway, that was the most embarrassing moment he thought of.
Pretty embarrassing.
Right? Yeah. Anyway, now you know. Well, anyway, so we were talking about diet and stuff like that, diet related stuff, because I'm thinking here, I didn't want to really count my points and my calories this month, right? And I thought I'm just going to kind of like cruise and enjoy it, and I'll be able to keep myself on track. And honestly, overall, I think I am, but I can't help feeling, I was telling hubby tonight, that I kind of can't help constantly running up against, I'm actually thinking about it a lot and thinking about what I'm having. And I noticed that I am having some, issues where I was like, I can't really just like eat a cookie
Guilt.
and not think about it. Yeah, exactly.
Guilt issues.
Yeah, and I don't want to make it sound like I'm dealing with orthorexia or something like that. It's not, well, I'm not afraid to eat it or anything, but it's I've gone through enough times in my life where, don't eat carbs. Well, don't eat meat now. No, don't eat this. Don't eat that. That now I'm finding that there's still some issues of, overthinking certain foods, and I really would like to come away from that, but I'm not quite sure how at this point. I didn't realize that it was still there. And so, and I wish I could be more like my honey because he really doesn't think about it. He
Well,
doesn't.
I do in
He
a way.
doesn't.
I do
Well,
in a way. Like the boys brought this huge bag of candy. Where did it come from?
oh, yeah, one of our friends gave it to me 2 nights ago because she got it from like the church had a big deal. And I said, well, we have
Somehow
another
we got
function
it.
somewhere. Maybe I'll just put candy bags together. We could
All
just get
right.
rid of it.
There's
That's
a lot
why.
there to make candy bags.
Right. Well, yeah, I guess I need to hide it now.
And I know. I know, Twix isn't the best choice. You know what I mean? Snickers
Yeah.
Fun Size is, not
Yeah.
any diet approved anywhere. But
Right.
if I want to have a Twix and a cup of coffee, and I make the decision to have it,
It doesn't bother you at all.
it doesn't bother me at all because I
Yeah.
decided to do it. However, this morning after 2, right, I decided the third would be too much. So I didn't have it.
And see, the way I think about it is I know that that's the rational way to think about it.
It's rational.
But if I were to grab a fun-sized Twix, I would eat it. I would have, I'd push past. But what would I push past? I'd be pushing past overthinking it. And it's there, and I know it, and it'll probably be there for like a few hours. I'll think about it, and think,
Fun Size.
yeah, because I'm thinking,
like
what
as
did
big as
I
my
just
thumb.
do? Right.
Yeah.
Well, and it's not just that. Honestly, his body is different than mine, where I feel like I do gain more easily than him, and I'm a woman, and I've had other issues than he's had, and I don't work out the way that he does. I mean, he works really hard.
Oh, I just have fun.
And I work very moderately. So, I don't know. I'm still thinking about that, and I don't know how you get past that. Do you guys ever feel like that? Like sometimes you just feel like you're thinking about something too long, you know what I mean? I don't know, where you can't just, at the same time, I don't actually I won't go to Dairy Queen and get a Blizzard. I know how many calories are in there. I won't go to Starbucks and get 1,300 calorie drink. I don't even go to Starbucks. I don't do that, but I will.
For a reason.
For a reason, right. So.
And same with me. Like the last time we did go to Dairy Queen, I think it was like a month ago.
Yeah.
I chose the cone, a single serving cone, as opposed to the Blizzard because of the calorie difference. So,
right. I thought that was, I was impressed.
Yeah, well, you
That's
do
awesome.
make good choices. What I'm saying is you do make good choices. I know it's not politically correct, but there are differences between gals and guys. And gals they come from a more
emotional
level.
Yeah,
it's the
maybe that's
feelings,
part of that.
In fact, that's a lot of times you would say, well, I feel, right?
Oh yeah.
And then the guy, me, I come more from a data set. That's what Spock was all about. They were poking fun at the way, people could be very analytical and miss out on the feelings, especially guys.
Okay, I'll tell you why I think I overthink it sometimes. Is because every time in my life that I have gained too much weight, it happened like when I wasn't looking, when I wasn't paying attention.
That's a really good point.
And that, I think, is what I'm afraid of. If I'm not watching and I'm not thinking, that I'm going to wake up and I'm going to go, whoa, what happened? Where did that 40 pounds come from?
Then your feelings really will be.
Yeah, then
you really will be feeling bad.
Right. So then that's why I think, there's this monitoring thing that has to happen. I guess like just saying I'm tired of monitoring it. You know what I mean? And it's important to monitor it. It's important not to give that up. But I don't know. Maybe that's it.
From a logical perspective.
Every time I've woken up and I went, well, I saw myself in a picture and I was like, when did that happen? What happened? Right? And I'm just afraid it'll happen again if I'm not looking.
Yeah, well, go ahead and look. What's the problem?
Well, I am looking, but I'm sick and tired of it. Don't you guys ever get really sick and tired of it, right? You get sick and tired of having to count something and having to pay attention to that. And it's like, yeah, it's just, but you know what? It's the way it is. It's just the way it is, I guess.
That's the way
right?
it is.
Yeah. I don't know. I say overthinking. I don't think I'm overthinking it. I think I just think about it, and I'm sick of thinking about it.
You're You're letting your feelings get in the way a little
I
bit.
guess,
A little bit. I think it's
yeah.
great to feel. Feeling is awesome.
Yeah. Just got to stay balanced,
But-
I guess.
But again, from the logical perspective, a couple fun-size candy bars with your cup of coffee is not going to set you back. Now, I'm not saying, every day, a few times a day. Well, of course, that's not healthy. That's not...
You know what? I don't even really care for fun-size candy bars. That's your thing, and I know you
Yeah.
like it. It's really neat. I mean, they're good and stuff. Don't get me wrong, but if I'm going to have coffee, honestly, I would rather have like a piece of toast with peanut butter and jam on it or something. That's my thing. Because to me, that's more like a pastry, and I love pastries. So
That's a good choice, too.
yeah. It's kind of like this. Remember when we moved to Texas, and I bought a cake stand, right? And that was one of the periods I woke up and I was like 40 pounds heavier all of a sudden. And what happened was the cake stand was so pretty, I always wanted a cake in the cake stand. Well, then I started eating the cake, and then I wouldn't stop eating the cake. But then when the cake was gone, I'd need a new cake in the cake stand because it was empty, right? Yeah. So, and that was one of the times I wasn't really paying attention to what I was doing. And I woke up one day and it was like, I took a picture with my son, and he was in preschool, and they had like take a picture with your parent day. And I took the picture, and yes, I had mirrors in my house, but I still couldn't see myself. And when the pictures came in, granted, this photographer didn't know how to light very well. That didn't help, but yeah, it was like a really dark picture.
A photo adds 10 pounds. Too.
Right. This one added 40 pounds. And I looked at it and I thought, who is that woman in the picture? I hit him, and I didn't even let him see them because I thought he can't see me like this.
And a couple years later, I found him.
And here I am, me, the person in the picture. He can't see the picture, right? So I like hide the pictures. Then years later, he found him, and he's like, who's this?
I thought it was her sister.
My older sister at the time. But anyway, yeah, and
I was like, when did she take?
I told him, well, that was back then, and you know what I was doing back then, besides the cakes, is I was going through McDonald's, and they had a lemonade slushie, and it was really hot. It was the summertime, and I would go through that place like every day and get a lemonade slushie. How much sugar is in that, right? And so knowing that I gained at times that I was not consciously thinking about what I was having, and I was just going with the flow, I know that mindset can be dangerous too. And so,
but I don't think you're doing that yet.
No, I'm not.
You've enjoyed a couple of cookies.
I have enjoyed some sweets,
season, and
but
I don't
I'm
think
very
you should feel guilty about it.
Yeah, no, I mean, I'm just becoming very aware
because
though
logically
that
you haven't had that much.
Well, that's true. But I just don't want to walk too close to that line, you know what I mean? And having been there on the line before, I just want to be real careful.
That's understandable.
So, yeah, I guess so.
And I think that's good advice.
Yeah.
What you're saying right here is just fine.
Enjoy yourself during the
bit.
holidays, but be conscious.
Be mindful.
Be mindful about
All
it.
right.
Yeah, don't overthink it. All right, guys, we are going to let you go for tonight. Thanks for the conversation. It was nice. Yeah. And we will see you tomorrow. Tomorrow we're probably going to, besides that Christmas party in the day, maybe do some hot chocolate and look at some Christmas lights. That's one of the annual things we do.
Cruise around and look at lights.
Yeah. So we'll see if we see anything interesting. All right? I hope you're having a wonderful time. Happy Vlogmas, and we'll see you later.